Welcome to the tutorial on projections of plane in AutoCAD. In this tutorial we will see how do we draw projections of a circular plane in AutoCAD. Let us take an example. The example is of a circular plane which is having 50 diameter, having its vertical plane inclined, having its plane vertical and inclined at 30 degrees to the vertical plane, and it is having its center at 30 above the horizontal plane and 20 in front of the vertical plane. So the circle is going to be initially placed on the horizontal plane, and it is lifted to a position of 30 from its center in the upward direction. So we are going to see the true dimension of the circle in the front view, and the top view I'm going to get the straight line of the diameter of the circle. Now this same vertical plane or the straight line is making an angle of 30 degrees with my vertical plane, and I'm going to further draw the projections of my circle. Now for drawing this in AutoCAD, I'm going to use the line command, line weight command, circle, polyline, polyline or ellipse, text or multi-line text, array, copy, trim, and further dimensioning. So let us see how do we draw this in AutoCAD. So as soon as I turn on this AutoCAD, I'm going to draw a straight line using a line command, and I'm going to specify a line of 200 mm. Now after specifying a line of 200 length, uh, I'm going to again make use of this line command and choose some random location from which I can draw again a line which is perpendicular to the already drawn line for 30 units, so 30 Okay. Now as soon as I have drawn this line, I have drawn this line so that I can locate the center of the circle. Now I'm going to draw a circle, but before drawing the circle I would like to also use a line weight command. So I'm going to use this line weight command so that I'm going to increase the thickness of the object which I'm going to draw further. So now I have chosen a line weight of 0.3 and I'm pressing OK. Now let us draw a circle. So I'm going to use the center and diameter, or as well I can use the center and radius also. So I'm choosing center and diameter, and I'm going to specify the center at this location, and I'm going to give the diameter to be 50 units. So now I could able to draw a circle which is having a 50 diameter, but the thickness of the circle is not visible for time being because I have not yet turned on the line weight thickness. So as soon as I turn on this, now I can see the circle in a thicker manner. So later I'm going to remove this line, and I will draw the projections of this circle onto my horizontal plane. But if you see further, whatever the line which I draw, it's going to have the same thickness. To get rid of this, I'm going to again go to the line weight command. In line weight command, I'm going to again make it to be a default value of 0.25 Now further, I'm going to choose this line command, and I'm going to draw. So now you could able to differentiate how do we use this line weight option. Further, I'm going to draw this side also. Now it is told that this circular plane is 20 in front of my vertical plane. So I'm going to draw or extend this line up till 20 units, and this line is also extended till 20 units. So whatever the projection I get, it's going to be between these 2 points. So uh, I if I can divide the circle into more number of parts, I will be having a very smooth transition of a curve. So I'm going to select the center of the circle and I'm going to join one end of my circle. I'm going to use this to divide the circle into maximum number of parts. For dividing the circle into maximum number of parts, I'm going to select this part select this line, and I'm going to use the polar array option. As soon as I press this polar array option, it's going to specify ask me to specify the center point. So I'm going to specify the center of this array to be this location. Now it has given a default values of 6, so I would like to divide it into more number of parts. So I'm going to divide it into 12 parts. So I've got the circle divided into 12 parts. Then I'm going to press the close. Now further, I'm going to drop these projections onto my uh, uh, previously drawn location of my top view. Again, for simplification purpose, what I'll do is I'm going to select these lines and I'm going to use a mirror command. Yeah. Now I've got the projections of this line. Now I'm going to again draw the top view, but before drawing the top view, I would like to also increase the line weight of that top view line. So I'm going to increase the line weight. After press this, I'm going to draw the top view line projection. Now I could able to draw front view and top view of my circular plane. Further, I'm going to make use of the single line text command and I'm going to give the names for the divisions which I've made to the circle. So I'm going to specify the height to be 2.5 units and the angle is making 0, and I'm going to give the text. So I'm going to give the text in the sense of alphabet. So it's going to be A dash. After I finish writing A dash, I'm going to go to the next location. I'm going to give it as B dash, further C dash, so on so forth. So this is how I have divided the circle into 12 parts. Now let us also give the names of the projectors on my top view. So again I'm going to make use of this text command and I'm going to give the names. So this is going to be A. Or initially I have to specify the height and angle of the text. So this is going to be A. This is going to be L and B. So this is going to be K and C, so on so forth. So this is how I'm going to get the uh, top view projections. Now I'm going to copy this top view projection onto the different location. Then I'm going to turn it into the angle required. So I'm going to select this. So if I select it in this manner, I'm going to get only selected with this part of the line. On contrary, if I select it in the reverse direction, I'm going to get selected with the lines which I have already drawn. So instead I'm going to again select it in this manner. So I'm going to use the copy command. When copying it, I'm going to select this part of the line and I'm going to place it parallel. So again, to get rid of any wrong pasting, I'm going to turn on the ortho mode. Now I've got this object pasted at different location. Now I have to turn this object to make an angle of 30 degrees. Now as stated in the problem, the plane is making an angle of 30 degrees with my vertical plane. So I have to turn this top view of this plane to make an angle of 30 degrees with this horizontal line xy. To make it that happen, I'm going to again select this line and I'm going to use the rotate command. While rotating, I'm going to select this part of the circular plane, and I'm going to give the angle to be minus 30 degrees. Now I've given the angle to be minus 30 degrees because if I give it as a plus 30 degrees, it's going to go in a clockwise direction. Now I want to make it as a counterclockwise direction rotation, so I'm going to make it a minus 30 degrees rotation. Now another point is, why did I choose this point for rotation? Why not the starting point itself? Now the plane is making an angle about its center, so I have selected the center of this plane. Now I have to drop the projectors. Now for dropping the projectors, I'm going to select again a line command. By selecting a line command, I'm going to draw a projector from A. So let me first turn off the line weight command, make it to some default value, and now again I'm going to draw the line. So this is going to be projector of A. Similarly, when I drop a projector of L, it's going to start from here and it's going to end here. So I'm going to drop a projector here and I want to join it here. Further, I'm going to also drop projector of B onto the same line. In a similar manner, I'm going to drop the projectors of K. So the projector of K is somewhere here. And also I'm going to drop the projector of C. Now let me draw the projector of J. And similarly projector of G. The remaining things I can also go with the mirror command, but let us do it in a conventional manner. So next projectors will be with respect to I, and now for the E, further let us draw the projectors of H, for this projector of F, finally the projector of G. Now I could able to get the suggested location of these interactions between or intersections of these lines if I can able to turn on the object tracking mode. Now after I've got these locations, I will have to join all these objects. If I make use of regular line, then I'm going to get only a segments of straight lines. So to get a curved part, I'm going to make sure I'm going to use a polyline. From polyline command, as soon as I enter this polyline command, it is going to ask us to specify the first point. I'm going to specify the first point here. Next, I'm going to continue with the arc option. In arc option, again, as if I select any other location, I'm going to get a arc like this. Instead, I'm going to go with the second point option. So subsequently, I'm going to join all these points to get a polyline. Now this polyline is going to create an projection of the circle. So I'm going to join all these lines. So I'm going to get a ellipse like this. Now a point to mention is I'll have to increase the line weight of this uh, polyline which I've already drawn. Now if I can get it by the previously mentioned manner, or else I can also select this object, right click on it, then I'm going to get a property. As soon as I press this property, I'm going to get a window. In this window, I'm going to select the line weight option and I'm going to increase the line weight. So you can either draw the object by initially giving a line weight, or else you can also draw the object first and go to the property and you can increase the line weight. Similar to this polyline command, again you can also use ellipse command. While using ellipse command, you have to select center and axis. So I'm going to select the center, axis 1 and axis 2. Then I'm going to get a ellipse. In either ways, we can get the projection in this manner. Now further, let us again write these names here. On the final figure. Finally, after giving the names, the projection is going to be visible in this manner. Now let us give the dimensioning. To give the dimensioning, let us go to the dimension command. So in which we have so many options. Let us give the linear option. So let us initially locate the center point or the location of my plane. So I am going to locate the front view and top view location of my planes, and I have to specify the diameter of the circle. So I'm going to use the diameter option. So for this circle, I'm going to use the diameter option. So I'm now defining the diameter of the circle. So this is how we draw projections of a plane. Now also let us mention the XY line. So specify this is the start point. Instead of 2, I'm going to give now 3.5 and it is 0. So this is going to be X and this is going to be my Y. Further, I'm going to now squeeze the length of the line XY according to the requirement. So let us see how is it visible in our layout. I'm going to double click here and I'm going to use the zoom command. I'm going to select this window for which I want to draw the I want to see the projection. So let us go to the let us turn off the grid line so that we can draw the see the projections. Now we can plot this using a plot command. I hope you understand this lecture. Thank you.